It's a delight on behalf of the Board of Directors of Ontario Masters Athletics to present the induction to the Hall of Fame to Doug Smith. Now, before I start, I'm going to ask Doug to just stand up for a moment. Just come on.
Shaggy.
Like they didn't notice me before? So Doug, of course, is not only the face of Ontario Masters Athletics, he is the hair. And John, you talked about the lead that Ontario has taken. Ontario Masters Athletics has a profile around the world, and it does so because of Doug Smith. Our organization is known as a leading organization right across the world in promoting Masters Athletics. And it's because of this that we're honoring Doug tonight. And you know Doug's personality, John, so I apologize. We've gone a bit off script with the slides as well. We are recognizing Doug in both the builder and administrator categories. This actually is the 20th anniversary of Doug being president of what was then Ontario Masters Track and Field Association, today Ontario Masters Athletics. And he was really instrumental, I think, in transforming a Masters organization over that period. That process, I think, really started in 1994 to really set the foundation for a provincial organization that would be separate from the Canadian organization at that time, as it was in other provinces, so that we would have our own provincial body and that all of the benefits of the membership would be in Ontario. It took a long time for that to actually occur. It actually didn't until 2007. And Doug took the lead at that time in the proposal to the Canadian Masters Athletics Association, and that change happened in 2008, and we became formally affiliated with the Ontario Track and Field Association, now Athletics Ontario. Doug led that transformation all the way, and it is the foundation upon which our success is based today. Not only did he set the foundation, but he's kind of led all of the key activities of an organization like Ontario Masters Athletics. He started Masterpiece, which was our newsletter in 1992. He's the official photographer for Masters Athletics, actually not only in Ontario, but right around the world. And his photographs are shared across the world for all major international competitions. And now on Facebook and beyond, in terms of really excellent ways in which our members can feel part of an organization and the value of that organization. That organization now provides, I think, a tremendous array of opportunities for participation for men and women from 35 right up to 95 and beyond, including road races, cross-country races. We have one tomorrow at Stanmore Park, which I've been told I'm supposed to show up for. Track and field events, mini-meets, indoor meets. We often hold, of course, the Ontario Championships, but the Canadian Championships, with a tremendously high standard of officiating and organisation. And much of that, of course, we rely on our colleagues at Athletics Ontario as well. And for that, I want to thank Athletics Ontario. One other thing that I did want to mention is, as well as supporting all of the Masters in Ontario, Doug is a fixture in the elementary school system in Ontario. He volunteers at all the elementary school meets that he can possibly attend if he's not in two places at one time. They're all day, starts every race all day at those meets. It's a tremendous contribution to the school system and our young runners. And of course, we can't go without mentioning Doug's own athletic career. He began as a Masters athlete in 1988 and still competes in road races, cross-country, but steeplechase is his specialty, and it's quite a thing to behold. But the interesting thing about Doug's approach to the steeplechase is it actually happens on the start line. And I realized how effective this is. I mean, whenever I'm racing, Doug's always coming up to me asking how I feel before the race. Absolutely drives me up the wall. But when he's racing, on the start line, he starts chatting and shaking hands with all of his other competitors, and you can just see them think, why is it just drives them up the wall too. It's very effective. It's like psyching them out for the race. But that friendly spirit at the start line, which of course is genuine from Doug, comes at the finish line as well. And if you've ever seen or had the opportunity to be at an international masters meet, what happens at the end of every race is that every competitor gets together in a line, and we have a group photo of every competitor together. And the reason that that happens at every World Championships is Doug Smith. And it's a tremendous feeling of camaraderie that's built into the sport, not only at the start line, but at the finish line as well. So to masters in Ontario, Canada, and around the world, Doug Smith is really the face of our sport. And I want to thank him personally and welcome him into the Hall of Fame for 2014.
Thanks so much from Mike, my buddy Mike. As you saw, I'm not the last person in the World Championships. My goal is to beat somebody, and in Budapest this past spring, I in fact beat somebody. So I wasn't last, but I received the award from my friend Mike, who set a world record this summer, frequently wins gold medals, so from first to last. Very nice position there. I really want to thank the Ontario board, who are sitting over there. I owe you all a beer. Thanks very much. I want to thanks Enrico for reminding me. I want to thank my wife of 42 years, Kathy, for having our dining room being the Ontario Masters board room, and with all the equipment, and the equipment's in the upstairs back bedroom. All of the stuff's up there. If I ever get hit by a truck, I always tell my buddy Paul to get there fast, because all of the master stuff's going to be on the front lawn. Get there fast and get the stuff. About 25, 30 years ago, I don't have a car, and I went to the Ontario Championships in Oshawa. I took the GO train and I walked, God knows how far, up to the track, and we worked out, and I wanted to ride back, so they were having their AGM afterwards. So I figured, oh, that's good, I'll go to the AGM, sit in the back, and I'll get a ride home. And they were looking for, at the end of the meeting, they were looking for some people on the board of directors, and I'm sitting there, and he goes, well, what about that guy? Being a fast thinker, I went, who, me? And that was it. I was in the board of directors. I quickly rose to the level of my incompetence. 2 years later, I became president, and I've been president ever since. So thanks very much. It's funny how, like, some people have a really hard time in life trying to find their niche in life. So you young people, you might try to find your niche, but I was very lucky that my niche found me, and I've been doing this thing that I love for the last 20 years, and I'll keep going. So thanks very much.